you guys. So actually, let's celebrate a little bit first. Today marks the day of the first day I started Turo, actually. So I bought the Jeep a year ago officially, and I started on Turo, and it's been a hell of a journey. And it's funny that I made one of my biggest ups yesterday, actually, or yeah, yesterday. So okay, here's the story. First of all, I want to celebrate because it is officially a year today since we started Turo, since we bought the Jeep, since we started this whole journey that brought us to this YouTube video today. So let's give me a pat in the back. Lame. Anyways, here's a story that I want to tell you guys today, and it's I think one of the only fuck-ups that I've had with Turo that was a little bit significant. I actually had to give this renter their money back during their trip, and here's what happened. I had a guest book on a Thursday for a one-day trip, and I went and cleaned the Jeep. I made sure that everything was ready to go, and after that I delivered the Jeep around 5 p.m. I let her know, hey, the Jeep is there, already to be picked up. Now, mistake number one was there wasn't really any communication as to what the plan was. So I didn't know when exactly she was planning to pick it up, and she didn't know that she had to let me know either. And so there was a little bit of confusion as to what the plan was. And what happened after that was she was actually planning to pick up the car around 1 a.m., so past midnight, and I didn't know that. She was going on a hike, and it was an early morning hike and all this stuff. And I assumed that because she showed me a Colorado driver's license that she lived here. Why would anybody living here pick up the car at 1 a.m. if they're not, you know, at the airport or something like that? And so that second mistake was to assume. I assumed the situation instead of asking what the plan was, and that led to this. I have a tracker on my car, as I'd mentioned previously. It's called Bouncie. I can link the link in the description. And what happened was I checked on my Bouncie app because I always like to make sure that everything went well during pickup, and I messaged her. I was like, hey, I noticed the car is still there. Do you know when you're planning to pick it up? And she wouldn't respond. My concern was that I have a lockbox on the car, and I parked it wide open. And so I was nervous that somebody would try to steal the car. And so I said, hey, if you're not going to be able to pick up the car tonight, I can move it, and then you can let me know if you want to pick it up tomorrow. She didn't respond. She went to bed early because she had an early morning hike. And I moved the car anyways without, you know, considering what she was trying to do. And I moved it back to my house. What happened was she messaged me around 1:30 a.m. She's like, hey, you didn't tell me that you were gonna move the car. I'm on my way to pick it up. Are you up by any chance? And obviously I wasn't. I actually read the message around 7:30 when I woke up, and I was like, shit. I messaged her back and said, hey, I apologize. I was afraid of the car being stolen or broken into, and I had to move it. I'm sorry that I ruined your trip. I can give you a full refund. And it's a very short story. I actually called Turo, gave her a full refund because I feel like I could have communicated better. She admitted that she could have communicated better, and it was all resolved. But at the end of the day, it's really important to always communicate with your guests. Never just make assumptions because of what you think you know, and this applies to everything in life, and it's a hard lesson that I've had to learn over and over and over again, and I keep learning for some reason. But that's pretty much what this video is about, is learning about these obstacles and the mistakes that we make you know, along the way and along our journeys. So this little Turo mistake cost me almost $200, and that's something that I didn't get to add into my profits when I made the calculations this month as to what I had made for the last year. So that's where we're at. Don't make assumptions, guys. Now, we did say that we were gonna celebrate a whole year of being on Turo, so let's celebrate. Honestly, it's been a hell of a year. I'm gonna pull up that data right now because those numbers are negative. And that is, I want to say, the second fuck up. Here's what happened, guys. So it's the first year of running this business, and it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of different things that can be discussed as to how to make it better. So for the year, my total earnings were $9,694. My initial investment was $1,000. Now keep in mind, I did not put any money down for this car. The $1,000 that I did put down was for accessories to make the car just rentable in many different ways, and that was my initial investment, which I did recoup, which is great. Here are what my numbers look like. Okay, so it's gonna be my yearly car expenses are $7,716 for the note, and that's for the year, obviously, not for the month. We're looking at $2,636 a year for insurance, and so far it was only $137.65 for the toll. Now, the total for all of that is $10,489.65, and that's just on expenses. And the problem with that is that I am negative $795.65. So that means $66.30 every month. Now what happens? The reason why that number is the way that it is a couple things. So the first one is, as you see in April, my earnings tanked. So what happened was I had a car inspection and they noticed something that wasn't right, which was a typo on my license plate, and they enlisted my car for 30 days. Now that was 30 days of earnings that I didn't get to add onto my total earnings for this year. The second thing was, and this was my mistake for being lazy, and I actually paid out of pocket for the tolls when I should have been doing chargebacks to the renters. And that was a very dumb mistake that I did for the sake of not having to go onto the computer and research all of the statements for the toll and bill these people back, and that was a mistake. Even though it wasn't that much, it could have been a lot worse, but it's still $137 I could have added onto my profit. Now, here are the notes. For this first year, the tolls were not paid, like I just mentioned. Insurance is too high. I'm gonna try and find a better insurance company that can give me a better rate. And then we also see the numbers go down during the spring. It is a very common trend. So we see March, April, and May. Now, besides having my car unlisted, I still think that those months are pretty low. I'm gonna see what is the best way to market for those 3 months and see if I can get those numbers a little bit higher. That's pretty much the plan. I'm gonna try to, for the next year, just come out of negative and more into the positive as much as possible, and then see how much I can profit after that. So that's it, guys. It's a really quick video today. I just wanted to thank you all for being here and watching my journey and just observing as we go, asking questions and hitting me up, asking about Turo and about business, about life, and about health, and about wellness, about meditation. I'm really excited. I'm really happy about this, mostly because it's a learning experience and because the negative numbers aren't really that bad. I'm not even negative $1,000, so that's really good. And there's a lot of room for improvement, and I'm really excited to see what this next year is gonna hold for Turo, for business, for life, and just overall existence. So if you guys wanna know more about Turo, please make sure to send me a message on Instagram. You can find me on inthelife.of.anna, and you can also comment on these videos. Please like, share, subscribe, do everything that you have to do to make sure that this video gets out there so that people can find value as much as you did. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.